Finally, the thing that you have all been waiting for. I won't really push the car hard in this video. Welcome to my channel guys, I'm Louis, and you have known by the title and the intro that I'll be featuring the GLA45 AMG, and you would have also known that I've had a great weekend with the car. Now before I get on with this car, if you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe right now because I'll be featuring more car videos. I may not cover every single bits and bobs of the car because I'm sure by now there's actually a lot of content covering every single bit on the internet. So basically I'll highlight what you're gonna notice and how is it like living in the car. Now let's get on with the video. I'm gonna highlight to you guys some things that you would really notice that makes the car stand out from the crowd, and even different from the old GLA45, which is things like this air intake, all these fins here as well. This is part of the AMG aerodynamic package if I'm not mistaken. Side skirts, and how can I miss the wheel in the front? You actually get 20-inch iconic AMG wheel, multi-spoke wheels, 235/40 20-inch. It's Continental tires, and the rear diffuser, quad exhaust pipes. They're actually just dual. Those are actually aesthetics. See, I don't know if I can see, as well as badges that shows your rare kind, and the spoiler. Now, some people hate it, some people love it. I think it's fine. I think the whole car actually looks really beautiful. And turbo. So without further ado, I'm going to jump in the car and talk to you guys about how it drives on a daily basis. Just before I jump in the driver's seat, let me show you guys the boot, as some would like to see how big it is. Well, it's the same as a normal GLA, honestly. Like this, and in the bottom actually get your Harman Kardon system. That's your compressor for a flat tire, as well as your hazard triangle. What's this? Tire fit. So you actually get auto close button. To get auto close function for the boot is actually very common, right? Well, it's a very expensive car. It's a 400,000 car. This is the key. Why am I showing you the key? Because you have to unlock from the key. 400,000 car, you don't even get keyless entry. Seriously guys. As you can see that square that other Mercedes Benz that has keyless entry has. To unlock, auto folding mirrors. Out of everything, they don't give you keyless entry. Now in this car, you actually get reminded that you're in an AMG, a proper AMG. Like the floor mats are AMG floor mats, and you actually get a aluminium door sill with AMG wordings. This would actually light up. So just like any other Mercedes Benz, your seat controls are actually at the door. These are your window controls. Your door bins are actually quite practical in this car. I mean, the whole car is actually quite practical. You also get Harman Kardon sound system. Well, I don't know how many speakers are there, but it's they call it Logic 7 with Dolby 5.1. So the seats, AMG seats, looks pretty, right? I really love these parts here. So there's actually a few buttons for your seats, a few adjustments if you may. This is actually for the bolster right here to make it tighter or loosen it. This is actually for the bolster at your thigh to hold you in place if you want to go fast. And lumbar support, like I said, 4-way. Quite comfortable for short distances, but I'm going to touch more on that. So finally, the thing that you have all been waiting for, startup of this car. I might as well just leave it open. It's a cold start, by the way. Foot on the brakes. shouty. Really cool steering wheel. Now before I get into the aesthetics in the cabin, this thing right here highlights another thing that I want to say about Mercedes-Benz. Even on a 400,000 car like this, auto dimming for the side mirror is only for this side, not on that side. You get it for the rear mirror also. I just find it weird why they only put it for the rear mirror and that, but not that one. So that startup was without the sport exhaust on. Yes, you actually get the AMG Performance Sport exhaust. Things that you would actually play with every single day in this car is obviously the exhaust as well as the suspension. Yes, this has AMG Sport suspension, which you can stiffen it or make it more comfortable. I don't think even that's a thing. That's because it's really not obvious. And another thing is the start-stop function, which I have it on right now. You would want to have it on because I'm not sure if you can see. I only got this car for one day. I've driven it for, hold on, let me see how far. I've only driven it for 110 kilometers and I already used 1.5 bars of fuel. Now, first impressions of sitting in the car, well, you definitely feel like you want to go fast. Put it into reverse camera, you actually get two different views. You can adjust the brightness as well, of course. Here it is. There. You do hear the rumble. I hope it's coming out in the video. Oh, the interior looks stunning in the light, don't you think so? I'll let the engine warm up a bit before I push it a little harder. But I won't really push the car hard in this video. But I'll definitely post acceleration videos, POVs, and also revs on my channel. So stay tuned and subscribe like I said if you haven't. Now you may be able to hear a knocking sound. That's actually the seat belt. Other than seat belt, I'll tell you straight up, that's my first impressions of the car. There are slight rattling noises, especially coming from the seatbelt mechanism. Now, I'm not saying that it's bad quality because this, after all, is a media car, a test drive car, so maybe people trash it really hard. But after all, I'm just telling you guys my experience with the car. Can you hear some of the noises? Let me get to the next lane. You have no problems overtaking in this car, obviously. Like, what the hell? It's a 2-liter turbocharged engine that is giving you 375 horsepower, 475 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 is actually 4.4 seconds. That's addictive, you know, guys. Okay, let's get back to the car. I keep losing concentration. This steering wheel is actually an AMG steering wheel. You get Alcantara at the sides. This is Napa leather. That was actually the pre-collision warning. So every now and then you actually hear that sort of beeping noise. I wasn't really close to the car also, so sometimes it's just too sensitive, I find it. As well as that sensor, your parking sensors. Like, even if a bike passes you, right, not at a very close distance, it would still beep. Now, refinement of the car. Right now I'm actually on some slightly rough roads. There is some vibrations and stuff, but I won't really nitpick on it because at the end of the day, you should know that this is actually a performance car when you're getting one. So it definitely isn't tuned to provide you with best comfort levels. Plus, you're getting 20-inch wheels, so road noise is also apparent even at low speeds like below 100. And rumble of the exhaust, it's definitely there. Even when you don't switch the sport exhaust on, right, you will hear some vibrations, you would feel some vibrations, sorry, and you would hear a slight rumble. So anyway, that powerful 375 horsepower engine is actually mated to a 7-speed sports transmission. You even get a race mode in this car that makes that even more aggressive. I haven't tried it yet, but I may try it in the POV. So stay tuned for the POV. Like that, you could hear all the sounds coming from the outside and also from the car. I really love the steering wheel. The aluminium pedals feels really nice as well. The weight of the steering wheel would actually change according to your speed. If you're going faster, it will actually become heavier, tighter. Now I'm actually going about 100 km/h. This is how it feels like in here. I'm just talking based on a person that don't really cares. You just want to know what you're getting. Overtaking is awesome in this. my god, is this even a review, guys? The thing about this car is more of an emotion. When you're buying this car, you don't really look at other things. Because if you want practicality, well, obviously this has practicality in it. Oh my god! But seriously, the car is very, very sharp. You feel very in control, very confident driving this car. The suspension is really good as well because it's not really harsh and bone shattering. If you drive at decent speeds, you would feel quite comfortable for performance car, I would say. And you feel very confident because obviously you would have known this car is actually a 4MATIC. So as for the driving experience of this car, I would actually say that it's a very good driver's car. As for daily use, the seats may not suit every single one. If you're a bit plump, it is actually quite uncomfortable. For long distances, I would actually assume that it's going to be very tiring because yesterday I've driven it for about 100 kilometers only, right? I really feel a little uncomfortable. At least that's for me. It's really, really body hugging. Visibility wise also, right? There's actually a huge C-pillar. Well, if you have never driven a GLA before, the C-pillar is actually quite wide. The rear window is actually quite small. I'll show you again because it's red light. There, looks like that. Now I just opened the panoramic sunroof, and to show you guys, right, you can actually open up the front panel, which is quite cool. The back panel is fixed. It only lets light in. I'm gonna leave it on right now because I'll do a quick acceleration through that tunnel in front. As most people who drive loud cars, when you see a tunnel and you want to be playful, this is what you do. And of course, if you don't care about the fuel consumption. Right, let me quickly show you guys the fuel consumption since I mentioned. Oh, that's actually a race timer. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. It's a AMG display which you get on your center console. Sorry, center instrument panel. I've driven for 131 kilometers and my fuel consumption is actually 12.3 liters per 100 kilometer. Yeah, so you guys calculate yourself or whether that's good or bad or what. But this is a performance car after all. You're getting 375 horsepower from a 2-liter engine. A very exciting and loud 2-liter engine. My range left is 257 kilometers. Yeah, I have slightly more than half a tank. I'll also update you guys when I send this car back what is my final fuel consumption. So let's get moving. Oh, there's some traffic in front though. Seriously, if you are playful, right, you would do that all the time. What? Go straight? Oh, it feels very planted on these winding roads. Well, no doubt about that because of the AMG suspension. Like, duh. So girlish, right? But no, seriously, it's very, very planted. It's so confident that you don't even have to brake to turn through the corners. Now, the suspension may not be the most comfortable of all cars, obviously, but because it's an AMG car, right, it's not really bone shattering. I find it quite comfortable as well at decent speeds because you're not always going 100 over kilometers per hour, right? So it's still tuned in a way that you can daily drive this car lah. Because there are some cars that you can't daily drive at all. Can't in the sense that it would really make you in pain, I would say. But seriously, I actually think this is a very good daily performance car. Or if you're the type of person that likes to drive fast cars and you have a few supercars, this is... But you can't drive those on a daily basis. This could be a good replacement for you to go to work and stuff. This is real carbon fiber, do you know? You can't feel it because it's behind a protective layer of whatever you call that. I really love the gear stick. I really love having a gear stick as well, rather than the shifter at the steering wheel like a normal Mercedes. No doubt it turns heads as well. A lot of people has been looking at me and stuff at traffic lights, when you're passing by people as well. It does draw a lot of eyes. So seeing that this car is an AMG car, AMG GLA45, right, you may think that it's quite uncomfortable, but I thought the same as well. But it's actually way better than I expected. It wasn't as uncomfortable. I could see myself driving this car every day. This car is actually for people like me who wants a powerful car. Well, powerful is an understatement. This is actually a very powerful car. And at the same time, pay less road tax. I'm quite sure when you go for this car, right, the exhaust note and the power is what you are going for. As demonstrated by the constantly on parking sensors, the bike went past and there's a slight delay in that parking sensor thing. I don't know, every now and then, right, it's gonna come on like that. For some other basic GLA aspects of the car, except for the AMG parts of it, you can actually watch the GLA200 video, which I'm gonna put a link up here on the right hand side. I would actually pick this car over the A45 and even the CLA45. The reason being, I like the ride height of this car, the look of this car as well. It looks, at least to me, it looks more attractive than the A45. And why I don't pick the CLA45 is because of the back seat headroom. My head will actually touch the headliner, so it's not very comfortable for me. This is the emotion that I'm talking about. Drop it down 2 gears. Total confidence. By the way, when you're driving in comfort mode, which I have been driving in comfort mode for the past few days, as I mentioned just now, in comfort mode, the car has coasting abilities. Coasting basically means to disengage the gear so that your car coast on the highway to reduce fuel consumption. And why the coasting is actually in the comfort mode is because you don't get eco mode in this car. Let's just relax a bit, cruise along, and listen to how the sound quality of the Harman Kardon is. There's one thing I noticed though, the sound quality from your playlist sounds better than listening to the radio. I believe you guys realize it in certain cars, but in this car it's really obvious. I feel nauseous listening to the radio in this car, so I just put on my playlist and cruise along. It's not too bad, it's very comfortable, honestly speaking, right now. Apart from the road noise. When it's coasting, the RPM goes down below 1000 RPM. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for my POV, acceleration and revs video. It may be one video or I may separate it into a few. Let's see how it goes, but make sure to subscribe and stay tuned.